Welcome back, my friends, to another episode of Leadership Synergized. I'm your host, Kevin Smith. Today is special because every now and then we meet someone whose work doesn't just inform us, it moves us. Someone whose writing captures humanity, heart, and the deeper stories behind the people we all admire. My guest today, my friends, is exactly that kind of storyteller. Mirin Fader has a gift for uncovering the soul inside the sport, the purpose behind the performance, and her work challenges us to look closer, think deeper, and lead with greater empathy, curiosity, and courage. My friends, you're about to hear wisdom from a writer who elevates every room she enters and every story she touches. Currently, Mirin is in the process of writing a book on NBA Hall of Famer Larry Bird. So lean in, settle in, and get ready, because this conversation is one you'll carry with you long after it ends. Welcome to this episode of Leadership Synergized. Our special guest, Ms. Mirin Fader, sports writer, sports author, is back with us. Mirin has written 2 highly successful books. Back to Mirin, the person we see in the camera. Would you say competition, being competitive, is your number one talent and strength, or what else? What else should we know about you in that regard?
Man, I am super, I get obsessive. When I like something, I must do all the things with that thing, right? Got into spin class like 6 months ago. Now I'm like Miss Spin. Like, gets into cooking, has to buy all the cookbook. Like, I don't know why I'm like this. Like, if I find an activity, I'm like all in. Like, I don't do anything half, you know? Um, so I'm definitely that way. The other thing I feel like well, I know this, and certainly everyone around me can attest to this. I am somebody that really struggles with being seen. It's very weird for me as an author to be interviewed because I'm the interviewer, right? So like for this stuff and books, it's such a strange experience for me because I'm like, wait, you want to interview me? Like, why do you want to talk to me? Like I am it's about my subject. So I think I'm just at this, I think that is a big part of who I am, but I think it's part of what makes me love the work that I do because I love being behind the scenes, right? Like I love being like not on the show. I love highlighting other people's success and stories. That's why, I went into writing instead of being on TV because I didn't care about, my face being seen. What else about me? I'm still such an athlete in my head. Like I am now just trying to be like normal fit, like for a person, for heart health. And I go to the gym and I'm like on the treadmill and I'm like, why am I pushing myself so hard? It's literally 5 p.m. on a Monday. Like just keep walking, But I still have that like, athlete in me. So I would say that's about me in a nutshell.
Well, that's a good thing. Hey, I spent 20 plus years doing some coaching, and I'm the worst fan now because I have to be analyzing the game, whatever game it
Right,
is. I can't
right,
sit on bleachers comfortably. So I'm
right.
not a rah-rah. It's all analyzing. Why did they do that and this type thing?
You know what's so funny? Growing up, when we'd go to, Sparks games in LA and go to basketball games, because I was that girl that was so obsessed with basketball, my mom used to think I'd be upset at games because I'd be dead silent. And I had to tell her, like, Mom, I'm analyzing the game. I'm literally studying. Like, I'm not here for fandom. I'm like
Yeah.
checking the schemes. And she just thought that was so funny that even as like a kid, I was like focused.
That is terrific. It seems like there were signs of what was to be coming, right?
I get, it's so funny. My parents had this really, really fun idea of doing time capsules 25 years ago. And they were like, we're going to open it in 2025. And we opened up the capsule on New Year's. And my parents wrote letters to me and my sister. It was really emotional.
Oh,
And my
wow.
dad, and I must have been like, I was just a kid when he wrote this, but he's like, I think Mirin will become a writer. And it was such a like
Oh,
bizarre
wow.
prediction
Wow.
because I was never like I never showed any like I was not like a prodigy. You know what I mean? Like I was just a kid. But I thought that was so I was so floored that he saw that in me.
Wow. That's fantastic. Were either your parents writers or authors?
My mom loves writing and actually in her spare time she writes plays and all of that, but nothing as beyond that, or even at a, it's not like either of them studied that in college or anything. And hell, I didn't even, I was an English major. My school didn't even have journalism. And beyond that, athletics was not really a thing in my family. So again, I just feel like I am the weirdo in this box that nobody else is doing.
Not at all. Highly successful and talented, and quite frankly, a wonderful role model for others, whether they're looking to become an author or just looking to start out and expand their careers in leadership. And Mirin, with that, as we wrap up this episode, and hopefully you can stick around for one more, because we'd like to dive into your new project, your next project that you're working on, and talk about it for our viewers next week. When it comes, because you're in such a, you may not agree with this, but from my perspective, you're very much in a high profile career.
Yeah.
You do write stories for The Ringer. You cover the NBA. You wrote two high profile books on high profile athletes. One still active. Both have won NBA championships, world championships. One will be a Hall of Famer. The
Right.
other is a Hall of Famer. So it's very much high profile. For those individuals who may not be able to understand just yet where their career will be in 10, 15, 20, 30 years, and will be at a much higher level than maybe they even thought it could be, how and what have you learned when it comes to managing those stress points, those frustration points that may become from areas that aren't in direct control of the individual?
Yeah, that's such a good question because number one, it will happen. Like it will be extraordinarily stressful and it will be scary because you're gonna be like, oh my God, I got my dream. Now what do I like? Oh
Mm.
shoot. Like actually what I want happened has come to fruition. How do I now do this thing that I dreamed of? Like, oh my God, actually everything I asked for is happening. Oh no. But I would just say go back on your toolbox. The same skills I used as a newspaper high school reporter when I first got out of college is the same skills I'm using now. When I started at the Orange County Register, I wasn't even like bottom of the totem pole. I was like below whoever was at the bottom. Like I didn't even start out covering high school. I was covering little league, like literally 4-year-olds baseball. It was so pathetic. I was so embarrassed, but I tried to just bring my best spirit to every story, and just realize I was lucky to have a job. And then when I got to cover high schools, it was so exciting. And then when I got to cover junior colleges, it was like, whoa, this is a huge step up. And then I got to cover state schools, and that was like even bigger. And it's like when I'm covering these little league games, the high school baseball game or like the junior college wrestling match, am I thinking to myself, yeah, in 10 years, I'm going to write a book on Giannis? Like, no, because Giannis doesn't even exist yet in the sports stratosphere. You don't know how your life is going to unfold. I just knew that I needed to write every story with passion. So my advice would be whatever it is that you're doing, do it wholeheartedly, even if you feel like it's not the coolest role or it's not the biggest role, because then when you get those big roles, you're actually going to be ready for them. Versus if I would have had a chance to write books as a 20-year-old, I would not have been able to do it because I would not know simply how. I wouldn't have any of the confidence or practice that came from all those times where I was, driving to a high school gym and talking to people and figuring it out. So it's like repetition, repetition, repetition. And then when you get your dream, even if you're scared, you'll be ready for it.
Wow. Great words of advice. Thank you for sharing that for our viewers and listeners. Well said. Viewers and listeners, if you think listening to Mirin is fantastic, go read her book. She's a wonderful writer and had great success, and there's much more coming. And Mirin, again, thank you so much. We're learning so much, and you're just making a difference with everything you do. And we're going to talk about that in next week's episode a little bit, and also jump into your latest project if you're okay.
Yes. Oh my gosh. No, you're the best. This has been really fun. No problem.
Well, God bless you for being here. I appreciate you, ma'am.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching. I know you've taken away a lot of good information that's going to help you in your career. Until next week, and please come back and join us. Mirin will be with us one more time on Leadership Synergized. Wow, what a gift today's conversation has been, Mirin. Thank you not just for joining us, but for the extraordinary way you bring stories to life. Your writing doesn't simply entertain, it enlightens. It teaches us to see people fully, to lead with compassion, and to value the quiet truths beneath the headlines. Your dedication to your craft, your relentless curiosity, and your respect for the human experience, well, they shine through every word. You're right, my friend. And today, they reminded us all of why storytelling still matters, why great storytelling changes people. To all who joined this episode, thank you for spending this time with us. And Mirin, truly, thank you for sharing your heart, wisdom, and your remarkable talent with the world. We're all better for it. God bless you, my friends. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep leading well.